The momentum is still slightly negative, but if the top line continues, then there is still better growth in India than there is elsewhere in the world.
Okay, and what about markets? You said that there's going to be, if there's value, then you would allocate more to the Indian market. Do you think that India would continue to be perhaps the strongest story in emerging markets into 2016?
If the reform is seen to be continuing, that is, I cannot overemphasize how important that is for international investors. They really like that, to see that change coming through, so that the supply constraints to growth in India are being addressed, and infrastructure being a big one of those, but also the creation of an internal market, which the tax reform will do. So those things are seen as extremely important for international investors.
What about the perception of the government at this point? With the recent state elections, the Bihar elections, where the ruling BJP party has suffered a defeat, how are investors looking at that in terms of how it sets in with their position at the centre?
Well, that comes back to their expectation of reform. So if it is seen as this election result as to affect the pace of reform, then that is seen clearly negatively, and hence the reaction that we've seen in stock markets in the short term. So I think that's why it's not going to be easy to implement reforms that we're talking about in a democracy the size of India. It was not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick, but just to see that the direction of travel is still right. I think that's what people are looking at.
But do you think 1.5 years since the new government came into power, investors such as yourself are perhaps convinced that the government is on the right track? You may not have seen all the reforms in place as of now. A lot needs to be done. But has your perception of the government changed over the last 1.5 years from where it was when they came into power?
No, I think everything that has been said and the reform direction is absolutely right, but the question is, can it be implemented, and how difficult will it be to implement? And that, I think, is what we're all going to be watching into next year.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.